What's up, guys? Welcome back to our podcast, wasdenkstdu. On my right hand side, Mr. Klein Talks, aka Andreas Wolfgang Klein, aka Wolfgang in the building. What's up?
Exactly. And I want to introduce to you my co-host, Mr. Sirvash, Mr. Little Irania with the big atomic bombs. And I hope we're gonna produce an atomic podcast for you guys today. With me is my lovely mother, Marilyn, and she's gonna talk to us about her life, about her experience in Africa, growing up there, moving over to Germany, and experience the difference in culture, how the men are, how the women are, and we just want to know what's her opinion of all of that, what it's like to raise two boys, and I would like to know if she maybe would have been keen on having a daughter. And first of all, I would like for you to introduce yourself, mommy.
Hello, my name is Marilyn Klein. I still have my former name. Normally, I have to answer Marilyn Chillinge because I'm now married again. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And here is my son Andreas Klein. Yeah, I have them two, Martin Klein and Andreas.
And how old are you?
I'm 57 this year by September.
Also, you said
Yeah.
18? 18?
57.
Okay.
57 years old.
And where were you born?
I was born in Aba in Nigeria, eastern part of Nigeria.
Is
Yeah.
that the Christian part or the Muslim part?
This is Christian part. The Muslim part is on the north side of Nigeria. That all of us, we live together as one country. We don't discriminate. We live with harmony. Sometimes there's problem, which is normal in the whole world. Sometimes even in the family, there's sometimes problems. But we settle each other and we still live together with one another.
That's amazing. And how many siblings do you have?
I have 10 siblings, 3 boys, or the 4 boys and 6 girls, yeah.
Ooh, are they older than you, younger than you, or the
I'm
same
the
age?
oldest daughter. I have only one elder brother.
Do you-
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. How was your childhood? Or let me how was your childhood? Was it like you're always playing with them, or how I
Yeah.
imagine?
Yeah, life with us this time with my parents was very, very nice because
Amazing.
yeah, we grew up like let me say like football team. Yes, everybody have to cooperate with each other, have to understand each other, have to share with each other, have to live in peace with each other, just like a team. Yeah, that
like a
was how
football
we
team.
that was how we lived in.
Okay, and like you told me, you told us now you have 10 siblings, and in Germany it's not usual to have that many siblings. And you were born in 1967, so these were hard times in Nigeria. Like you told me, you were born during the time of the so-called Biafra War, and we made a video about Nigeria last time, and I tried to talk about it, but you were really there when it happened. Of course, you were still a baby, but could you just tell the uneducated viewer what's about the Biafra War, which tribe you belong to, and how is the tension in Nigeria between the Christians and the Muslims? Could you talk about this?
Yeah, my son, it's a pity that I didn't witness the war because I was only 3 months old when the war started. So as a baby, 3 months old, what will I remember? Nothing. I didn't even know. Only that we learned it in the school about the Biafran War.
What happened there? What can you explain? What can you teach us about it?
Yeah, this is the war within the country. The Muslims were fighting the Christians. The Christians were the Biafra group. And the Muslim they were the Nigeria. So they said. Yeah, and them, according to what I learned in the school, they were fighting for power, simply for power. The Muslims wanted to be the leader in the country. The Christians wanted also. Why? Because the Christians were saying that the oil is in their land. You know, in Nigeria, the history of Nigeria from the world go up till now is this, that the oil give the country so much money. Up till now, we are the sixth producing oil country in the world, up till now, after Saudi Arabia. And then the Muslims said, no, you have the oil that give the country the economy, we should have the power. And then they couldn't understand each other. There was a shuffle in the presidential place. Then this one man called Ojukwu, that is a Christian. He declared the war with his father's money because they had so much money. And then he couldn't stand what was going on. He declared the war. And during the war, it was a pity he left his own people, betrayed his own people, and ran away from the country. So the British people and the Americans came inside the case, and they settled this war. And this war took 2 million people lives. They took 2 million people died because of this war. And this war ended after 3 years. 1972, the war completely ended.
Yeah. Also I googled in internet, it says 1967 till 1970, but yeah, I know it maybe some. Exactly. Siavash?
And how you were 3 when the war stopped, but how did the war impact you in your life when you were growing up? For example, my mom also grew up in war, and they told me like they had no fruits, especially no bananas. Also in East Germany, back in the day when they were West Germany and East Germany, the East Germans had no bananas, for example, and they had a direct impact on their lives. Like, did you have an impact
we
on
had. More especially we had on education, because all schools were destroyed. There was nothing, so we started learning under the trees. The teachers come with their stools or their chairs, sitting under the tree under a shadow, because in Nigeria sometimes the sun is up to 40 degree. So because of that, we started learning under the trees. Then some parents started donating money. They started building some schools. Then when it come to shopping, there was nothing to see to buy. But God is merciful, because Nigeria, the land in Nigeria is so fertile. So things were growing up just like that. We had fruits all over the places, like banana, mangoes, guava, avocado, pear, and so forth. So people were depending on the vegetables and the fruits. But there was no meat. I could remember this time my mother was cooking so many times without meat or fish. But food with okra, vegetables, we were eating so much vegetables, but no meat, no fish.
Crazy. And how is life compared to Germany? Like, for example, in education-wise, you are living in Germany since when?
Since January 2000.
2000. And do you see differences, like big differences, like cultural differences, or like what is the first thing that pops into your mind?
Okay, I will say when I was living in Nigeria, so many times I was coming here as a holiday. But before then, when you go to holiday on the countries and when you live there, it's two different experience. So I will say when I came here finally, 2000, to live in Germany, it was really a shock what I realized. It was a complete, like you can compare it with darkness and light. There's nothing to compare about, because the lifestyle here is completely different. In the sense that in social life, I would say up to today, I would still prefer social life in my country better than in Nigeria up to today. In Germany, I will still prefer it, because here is industrial land, I would say, industrial country. They know nothing but work and live, finish. But I know that I have been in social gathering here so much. They have also their fun here in Germany. They have. But I will say that this is when you watch it, I like to compare it with the social life in Nigeria. I will say by us, social life in Nigeria is more natural.
Yeah.
More natural. Here, I watch the people in social, everything is like a pretense, in show business. Nothing is so real. Yeah, this is what I can say if I have to compare. Yeah.
And it's not the first time I'm hearing this. A lot of people like coming from like a little bit poorer countries say that. For example, my cousins came from Iran to Germany. They also tell me that I imagine Germany is a different place. It's a different country. It's more fun. But when they come here, they only go to work, go home. That's it. And when they go back to like Iran, when they used to live in Iran, they would like start the nightlife, going like with the family outside at 11 p.m. Because the day is too hot. I can imagine Nigeria is the same, isn't it?
No. I would say no. Nigeria, you can go out anytime and enjoy yourself. What you can only say is that you find it difficult to see people walking on the street without security or that. So, in Nigeria, you have too many clubs. Too many,
like gangs.
Yeah. So people have I know there's a tribe in Nigeria, Lagos. This is Yoruba. They are the most sociable people in Nigeria. They love social life so much. Somebody can wake up in the morning and decide to close the street and mark what they call Owambe. This Owambe, this is come and drink and dance and enjoy yourself. It doesn't matter how the stress is killing you. And then you can see the whole day they are doing it. And the people who are driving around, they understand. Some people can even park the car by the side, non-invited, and come and join. Yeah, so such things are not here. Here, you cannot just go to somebody's house without invitation or without phoning. But in Nigeria, your brother, your sister don't need to phone you, don't need to ask you for permission. They will just pop in and say, when they come in, how they see you, they accept it. They are not going to complain, oh, where is this, where is that, where is the other one? They can even help you and do so many things for you. Yeah, but all these things for us is social life, but here it's not. Yeah.
And could you explain to us maybe the difference in education, in the educational system, and like here in Deutschland you have Bürgergeld and you have
Germany.
Yes, in Germany you have Bürgergeld and you have a social support system. Do you have something like that in Nigeria? Like if you don't want to work, you get money in Germany, but I don't think in Nigeria if you decide to stay lazy, nobody will try and give you money. How is that? How is that?
Yeah, it's nothing like social guilt in Nigeria. Your social guilt is your family members. Nobody cares. The Nigerian government don't care about if you are living or not living, if you're working or not working. Your social guilt is your family members. When they have to support you, when let me say you are earning less, they have to support you. And when you are not working, they will tell you, my friend, you go and look for a job, but still they will have to support you. But I will only say there is no social guilt in Nigeria. Everybody struggle. That is why every street you can see shops from one house to another. Yeah, everybody is doing anything possible to have. I don't like it also because there is more crime as here, because here is more organized. People who are not working in Germany, the social system help them and find job for them. In Nigeria, nobody cares. Nobody really cares. It's so bad.
Is it still like that people in Nigeria, parents get a lot of kids, like children, or is it like less now, like German standards?
Yeah, the younger generation now is learning so much from Europe and America because there's no family in Nigeria that doesn't have a family member living in Europe or America.
So they get also less children.
So now they are getting less children. Like like in my family, for example, my senior brother have only 3 children. I have 2. My sisters, some have 4, some have 3. So none of us had 10 children like my mother. Nobody.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. So the younger generation are changing this system of having too much children. Yeah.
Okay, because that was the next question I was gonna ask. You have two sons.
Yeah.
How is it like raising two sons? Like, when you compare maybe you as a mother and your mother as a mother, like, of course you had the different problems in life because Nigeria was in war back in the day. But how is it like? What is the difference? How is it to raise two children?
Okay, yeah, for me, raising two children in Germany was very difficult because I have to do everything by myself. My German husband, that is the father from Andreas, helped me a lot. His parents, the Opa and the Oma from Andreas, helped also. And the whole job is left for you as the mother because the man have to go to work. The grandfathers and the grandmothers, sometimes they are tired, they have to leave. So you have to learn with them. But by my own side, it was very difficult because Andreas and Martin must speak Dutch. So I have to learn Dutch the same time like them, yeah? I have to sit before the TV, on the television, and watch children's cartoon in Dutch. They are watching and watching, so all of us learn the language the same time. Andreas, for them, it's not a problem, it's their language. So it was easy for them to learn it. But for me, it was difficult until I went to school and learn it. I have also many programs here. I have gone so many schools here. I did my B1. I got my certificate, passed it. I did my driving license. I passed it. I did Ausbildung, but I didn't finish up due to language. As I see here, reading in the kindergarten, I was doing practicum in kindergarten here. But I didn't finish up because as time goes on, it was getting so difficult for me to write perfect Dutch. Yeah, so I couldn't finish, so I now went into doing jobs in the countries, yeah, and companies, yeah.
And now you had two boys, but did you ever want to have a daughter? And what is the difference in raising a boy and in raising a girl? Could you explain this to us?
I will only share my experience of girls when it comes to my sister because I never had a girl myself. So I wanted to have one. When I had my second, I was pregnant with my second son, Martin. I was praying to God. Oh, now I have Andreas. Let it be a girl. But God knows the best. I didn't have a girl. I had also a boy. Thanks God. I love both of them so dearly. But from experience, my younger sisters, they were very, very young when my mother died. So I have to take care of them. I was already 17, getting to 18 years when my mother died. On my younger sisters, they were 6 years, 4 years, 8 years. So everything was left for me. It was so difficult. Raising children in Africa, I would say it's so difficult because you yourself that is raising, you don't even have the idea what you are raising. you don't even have the idea. So other people have to help you out. But here in Germany, if there is something, there's people who have to help. There's people who have to advise you. There's people who have to coach you. So this, I was so lucky to raise my children up in Germany. Yeah.
But what is the difference between raising a boy and raising a girl? Could you go in depth about?
For example, because
I've never raised a girl. I have no girl.
But
my
but you raised your siblings, no? Your sisters. Yeah, microphone, Andy.
So you know the difference in teaching something to a boy and teaching something to a girl. I would like you to go in depth because you can't tell a girl to be hard, to be tough. This is what you should teach a boy, and you understand what I want to say.
Yeah, I will say girls are more obedient when it comes to raising them up. They listen very fast and do exactly what you want to do. But men, being what they are, they start already from kids to show you that they are men. You have to, they have to nerve you. You have to shout. That's why I'm shouting up till today because raising two boys, it was not easy. From birth, they have to show you that they are men. So you talk and talk and talk. Sometimes they listen, sometimes not. But the most interesting thing is that they are so creative in thinking. Yeah, this is what I can say different between boy and girl. A boy can see something and they say to you, why not do it this way? Why not the other way? But a girl will follow you exactly what you are doing and follow you and do exactly. So raising boys up have taught me so many things. I learned so many things from them, from where they talk. They are more creative. They are more talented in showing things around in natural way. While girls, they copy a lot. If you are bending down, they like to bend down like you without knowing if it's good or not good. So that is it. But a boy will say to you, why do you ask me to bend down? They will know the reason first before they bend down. A girl will not ask you, why do you ask me to bend down? They will bend down automatically. That's the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good answer. I like that.
And you just explained the difference between raising a boy and raising a girl.
Yeah.
But what is the difference between a woman, for example, here and a woman in Africa, in Nigeria?
What's this? I don't understand.
Explain
The-
again.
The difference between a woman in Europe, in Germany, or in Africa, in Nigeria?
Yeah, I would say when it comes to that, there's I will say in terms of mentality problem, this is where the difference is. All in nature, all women are the same. All women think the same. All women behave the same, but in mentality is different. But in Africa, let me use it. Well, I'm saying in Africa, not in Nigeria, because all we Africans, we are brought up as women in the same way. First, you have to be so obedient. You have to be loyal to your father and your mother. You have to take care of domestic things and do everything domestically. Yeah, it doesn't matter how hard it is. They mean it's your job as a woman to do it. Yeah, you have to listen when the men are talking. But here it is not so. Here is in Europe is what men can do, women can do better. This is the principle here. Yeah, in this case, the women, they even like to overtake the men. I have the first time I came here, I saw a woman driving a bus and a train. I was shocked. I never saw it. Yes. I never saw this in Africa, but now they are doing it now in the moment in Africa, slowly. But for me, it was a shock the first time I saw it. Yeah, well, it was never heard of that a woman will be a taxi driver carrying this.
But is it bad? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. Is it a bad thing?
Well, I don't know if it's bad. For me, I cannot do it. For me, it's risky. How can it's a risky? How can a woman, as a taxi driver, you sit and drive and 3 men or 4 men can sit behind you and you drive them around? What is this? For me, up till now, I see it so funny. But they are doing it. This is what, as I said, this is what the mentality problem. What men can do, we women can do better. That is the principle for European women. Yeah, but we women, we are so homely. African women, we are so homely. We like to take care of a man. That is how our parents brought us up. You have to take care of the home, of the family, of children, of your husband, of your brothers. Yeah. When it comes to difficulties of lifting things up, you can call your brothers to come and help you lift things up. This is clear. Yeah, this is what I can say.
And this leads me to the next question. Like, Martin and I, we are still young men. None of us is married as of now. And I would like to know what kind of woman you would like for me and my brother to have as a future wife, raising your grandkids. Which kind of characteristics should a woman have for a man, especially for me and Martin?
Yeah, there's 4 things I pray every day that my 2 boys should have when it comes to qualities in a woman, if it's really realistic that they can find such women. This is number 1 is love. Number 2 is understanding. Number 3 is respect. And most importantly, compromise. Compromise, keep 2 families or 2 partners together. You don't have to say, yes, it must end up in my way. You have to always think about your partner. If this is good for him or her, if it's affecting him or her emotionally, then you can come in the middle. Any relationship without compromise is always ending up in a disaster, because this is what is called selfishness. When you think only about yourself, what is only good for yourself, what is only in harmony for you, you don't consider your partner. This is so bad. So I pray that Andreas and Martin, when they find a woman, let the woman be God-fearing, number 1 point. Yeah? Most God-fearing person. Then love them, respect them, and always in compromise with them. I don't care which country they are marrying from. This is not important these days. These days, everybody is marrying from anywhere. Where you find your good partner that loves you and respects you, you go in for it. So in the moment, in the world today, modern world today, where somebody comes from is no more important, because I married Andreas' father. He's a German man, and now I'm married to my husband, Jairo Chilinge, who is my second husband now. He's a Turkish man. He understands me, I understand him, we love each other. So that's what I said. Where somebody comes from is not really so important. You can even marry from your next door village and the person don't understand you, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good answer, because nowadays the women, some of the things you said, they don't apply to modern women, because, as you said before, they try to compete with the men. Like in your description, a partnership is a cooperation, of course, like everything is. If you want to build something constructive, you have to cooperate. But modern women in our society, they compete with their partner, and this brings instability to the relationship. And that's the reason why a lot of young women are single, unhappy, and are destined for loneliness in an older age. This is the direction we're heading to. So these attributes you just described, it is really advisable for many women to try and get them back, learn them from an older sister, from their mothers. But this is not happening in this country. So many men many men are struggling with the women today, and this is why we have a lot of separated people. The divorce rate in Germany is about 70%, because nobody gets along anymore.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, here the...
Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, I would say correction is everywhere in the whole world, but I think it's more. Yeah, I think it's more in Nigeria. Well, from my experience, more in Nigeria than here, because in Nigeria they make it there as a tradition. Yeah, you have to be corrupt for you to get rich or get money or achieve something. But here it's not so. You have to work for it. Yeah, so I would say. But sometimes I've experienced 1 or 2 things here that I would say is a little bit corruption. Like if you go to Kase, when you are buying things, if you don't calculate very well, you are sure to be cheated somehow. I have that experience once. I didn't have so much money with me. I have to go and buy the children some exercise books when they were in Grundschule primary school. I didn't have so much money with me. I counted in my purse. I had only 23 euro in my purse. Then I went because I have 23 euro in my purse, I was conscious of what I was picking up. So as I was picking, I was calculating in my head how much I have already picked up to pay. And at the end of the day, I knew that I have picked up what was 14 euro. In the car, the man was so fast in making his calculation and said to me, I have to pay 19 euro. Then I said to him, you're wrong. I believe I didn't buy up to 19 euro. Please check again. Then he started calculating. He looked at me and found out that I was very serious what I was saying. Then he checked again and said, oh, madam, I'm sorry. You're right. So you see, this is a little bit corruption. Maybe he has been doing this for so long with too many customers who don't have time to check what they are picking or what. I had also that experience with my husband, my present husband, Hyro. We went to DHM. We were picking up things. In my head, I was calculating. I knew we picked up to 40 euro, what, and in the casse, they said to me 75 euro. Then they find out it was also wrong. Yeah.
Okay, but if we speak from corruption, we talk about bribing a police officer, bribing a politician. This is what is corruption.
I don't know about that. Yeah. How will I know?
But there is, also in my opinion, there is corruption here in Germany, in Europe, because in Africa it is that the corruption is a plain. No, it's not even a tradition. It's an even playing field. Everybody can be corrupt and be corrupted. But in Germany, there are only the people at the top who are using it.
I know from the angles you are saying. Yeah, I still maintain corruption is more in Nigeria than here. Because, I still maintain that. Because even when the politicians here are corrupt, when they are found out that they are corrupt, they throw them out. But in Nigeria, who throws who out? Everybody is corrupt. So they know the game. For them, it's a game. And corruption in Nigeria, what I say is a tradition. It starts from the family. I can tell you, for example. And the school example, the teacher said to the children, please, tomorrow you have to bring, I will use euro now, 5 euro for school, for sports, to buy things. And the children go to the mother and say to the mother, the teacher said to us, tomorrow we have to bring 10 euro. See, the children increase the money. The teacher said 5 euro. The children increase it to 10 euro. Say to the mother, the teacher said we shall bring 10 euro tomorrow. The mother said, okay, I've heard you. When your father comes back, I will tell your father. Then the father comes home. The mother said, go to the father and said, the children said, the teacher said we shall bring 50 euro. You see how the corruption is climbing up. So that is why I said in Nigeria, corruption is a tradition there. Everybody is cheating everybody. But in Germany here, it is not so. Because in the school, they have to type it on the paper. Please go and give to your mother this letter. The mother will read it and see it exactly what the teacher said. Yeah? On the mother cannot change any fact. The father comes home, she give the father the letter. On
I see.
Yeah, you see.
And different question. Have you ever experienced, or do you have a question, Andy, or should I go?
Nein, ich wollte, mach weiter.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever experienced, since you're living in Germany, any type of racism? Like, did anybody told you in your face, because you're black, you don't get that, or I don't like you, or anything like that?
Because the thing is, in Germany, people are complaining about increasing racism, and you have been living here for more than 20 years, so you have seen the progression of this country. And I have been here for as long as you, and I have grown up here, and I don't really feel any increase in racism, and not this kind of racism they're talking about. I have been everywhere in this country. I have been to all occasions, and nobody has ever tried to harm me. And of course, people maybe don't like how I look, but this is normal in every place of this earth, that you have some kind of prejudice, against people. But have you ever experienced somebody calling you like the N-word, or saying, no, you're black, I don't want to have anything to do with you?
I would say racism is everywhere in the world. Even if you come to Africa, there's a lot of Africans who don't like whites. So it's not that only whites don't like blacks. There's also in Africa so many blacks don't like whites. So racism is everywhere. But when you ask me about my personal experience, I will only tell you what I discovered by Germans. Yeah, Germans, when they see you in the first time, they are very, very careful. They are self-conscious people. But this doesn't mean that they are racist. They don't know you. So you have to prove to them if you are a good person or bad person before they start to show their racism. If you show them good side of you, they believe me, they are not showing you any racism anymore. You show them you are intelligent like them, or you are civilized, modern like them. Believe me, they are not showing you any racism anymore. But if you are on the other side, you try to live. Oh, you live in Germany. Your head is where you are coming from. You dress so funny, or you behave so funny, or what? Then they have to show you that racism, because you have already discriminated yourself from them. So they have to now show you the racism. In my working place, also, if you are very good in your job, the chef will no more show you racism. But if you are not good in your job, then be rest assured you are going to receive that racism very, very well. Yeah.
But
yeah.
what do you mean?
My own experience, there's something I remember about racism. My personal experience is when I was new here. I remember I was bringing Andreas and Martin to kindergarten. I remember very, very well. One old woman was coming with full calf wagon, left and right. She was dragging it. And in my country, we are not used to seeing an old person dragging something without helping. We always give help so forth immediately. It's either we know the person or we don't know the person. We don't care. We always help. So in this moment, I tried to behave like a Nigerian. I ran to the woman. I called her mother, because older people in my country say it doesn't matter which age. So why you know that they are old, you call them mama. I went to her and said, please, mama, can I help you carry some? She so immediately removed my hand and said, God forbid, in Dutch, it's a God nicht wille. I cannot have a black as a daughter. Because I called her mother. Yeah, I said, mother, can I help you? Because she was carrying so many things like this. So then she removed my hand from there and said, God forbid, I cannot have a black as a daughter. So that was what I can remember very, very well, the open face-to-face racism I ever received. Yeah.
That's hard. Like when she said that, God forbid, I cannot have a black daughter. That's really racist. But I think maybe she doesn't know, because in Germany the people usually are not that friendly, like as in Nigeria or as in Iran or in other countries. So maybe it was a new experience for her, and she was maybe scared, because I don't know if even if a white person maybe would have got to her, that she would be scared too. But that she said, yeah, God forbid, I can't have a black daughter. That's a little bit harsh. Yeah. What have you ever experienced, like you told us in the beginning, that you saw or like experienced that black people in Africa also are racist towards white people? Do you know stories about that? Have you ever seen racism towards white people? Because, for example, I saw a YouTube video. There is a white man going all of Africa. He's vlogging his journey, and like he's buying stuff and he's just experiencing everything. It's his job just to travel around the world. And when he was in Africa, I think it was in Nigeria or Cameroon, I'm not sure. He said that he went to a shop and he wanted to buy shoes, and the shop owner said, I don't sell to white people. Like, do you have an experience like that? Have you ever heard of that? Do you ever like?
No, but I see it, not experience. I see it from my people. There's so many of my people, they don't like whites. Yeah, this is clear. As I told you, how is that they don't want to have anything to do with them? I know when I was dating Andreas' father, before Andreas' father married me, he was working in my country. We met when he was, I was a student worker, and that was how we met each other. And then we started dating. For me and him was love at first sight. Yeah, he saw me, loved me, so forth. I saw him also and loved him. So by me and Andreas' father was love at first sight. And we started getting together. I lost so many friends because of that. So many friends, their parents said to them, please don't come near this woman. She's so corrupt. She's so bad. She's so wayward, just because they see me with a white man. So that's what I mean. Racism is everywhere. Even him himself, Andrea's father experienced so many racist problem in Nigeria. I was the one solving the problem for him also. Yeah. When it comes to cheating, they like to cheat them to the last point because they are wise. They mean they have so much money, and they talk to them anyhow. They behave anyhow to them, and the rich ones have single no respect for them. Maybe the respect they were getting was from the poor people, but the rich Nigerians have no single respect for them. On in fact, I don't have to go in detail. There's racism everywhere in the world. I can say.
Of course, there's racism everywhere, as you said. 100%, you're right. But in general, what do you think? Is it in Germany? Is the racism bigger in Germany, white people towards black people, or is the racism bigger in Africa?
I don't know. From my own side, since I came here, I've been living with the Germans. So I don't know what other blacks who are not living with the Germans, which kind of experience they've gotten. But for me, I didn't have so much experience because, I married Andrea's father. He brought me to his own house. He built himself. So I was already living a comfortable life. And after 6 months, I was already driving in Germany. So I go inside my car, drive, and go back home. So maybe these people who are using buses or taxis or what had a complete different story to tell.
But in general, who do you think tends to be more racist, blacks or whites?
Yeah, from the history, you can say it's whites. But if you come down to slave trade, who will you blame? That your brother took you and sold you to a stranger. Who is more racist now? The stranger that bought you or your brother who sold you? So, you can, when you hear the history of Africa, how they were sold to Americans, to British people, to French people for slave trade. Who sold them? It's their brothers, their families. This is also racist, yeah? How can you take your son, your daughter, your uncle, you sold them off to strangers and ask them to take and go away?
Yeah. That's the thing they don't teach really in schools here, that not all, but a lot of people sold them family members. It's crazy, but you never hear that in school. It's always like they take them. Of course they did. I'm not saying they didn't, but there's also a huge part of that people like just sold their own family members.
Yeah, plenty of them. Plenty of them in Nigeria. Oh, there's so many families. Yeah, their photos are even when you go to their families, they put the photos of the people they sold, their family members they sold. They put them on the wall as a remembrance. When as children, we used to go to their house and say to them, "Uncle, who are these people?" Yeah, my father sold them off to Americans. So we kept the photos as a remembrance. So now we are talking about racist, yeah. When people can do this because of money, which racist is more than that? Yeah, this is racist also with greediness on the hatred, yeah. And then if you are the one that bought these people from their own family members, will you treat them well? No. You will say when the family members disregarded them as human beings and I bought them, you will treat them also like animals, because when the family members didn't show them feelings, so how can you as strangers show them feelings? And this is where racism started, from the white people to black people. While the white people came to Africa, bought them over and brought them there, started treating them anyhow because they have no more dignity. These people, their family members sold, have no more dignity. So the strangers, being the wise, how will they treat them fine? So that is where racism started. Sorry to say so.
No, it's impactful. I think Siab and I have never heard something like that, but it's true. They don't talk about this in social media. They don't talk about this in school, and they just blame it all on the bad white men. But as I've already said before, I think black people are. A lot of them are racist as well, but of course not all of them. Not yes, exactly, not all of them. But the narrative is that black people can't be racist, and that's simply not true. So
I had a talk with one of my friends. This person said, literally, she said, it's impossible for a black person to be racist against white people. I said, how can you say that? And she said, yeah, because of history and because of slavery. And I said, but you cannot, by definition, you can also be racist towards white people. No, it's impossible. She's obviously black. And I was a little bit speechless.
yeah, Siavash, you have to show her this podcast that she listens to it. I think she won't believe it as well, because these people are brainwashed. They don't want to see the truth. And you see also what's happening in South Africa to the remaining white people over there. They are also suffering under the hands of some black people there, experiencing racism every day. So I don't believe the narrative, and everybody should educate himself on his own about this topic. But I won't believe anymore what is said in school or in social media, because
I also, it's important for us to say that we do not say that racism towards black people didn't exist from white people. We don't say that. We just say that it was a thing of the history, and now we have to move on and be like, don't fight hatred with hatred, you know. There's a thing that we have to stop and just talk and communicate together and just live together. If for example, now in South Africa, I see white people are getting experiencing super much a lot of racism in South Africa, and when it continues, maybe the white people will again be racist against black, and it's always the same. Somebody has to stop and be it. So let it be and move on.
Exactly, but we have to slowly come to an end. And I have one topic, because I have one task for you, to give the young men some advice. Because if you remember, there's one video I've made of you where you said that it's not good for a man to chase a woman and disregard his dreams. At this point, Siavash, I would beg you to show this video clip. It's about 30 seconds, so make a timestamp.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
this video went viral, and so I would like to give you, for the end of this podcast, I would like to give young men an advice on how to treat women and how to treat themselves regarding women. Because a lot of men in our society, they are getting stepped on by women. They don't know how to lead their own relationships anymore. Please give this young man some advice.
Yeah, I will only say, from the Bible, they said, men love your wives and wife respect your husbands. Yeah. I will only say, men, when they're handling women, they should handle with care. Women, we are just like flowers. Yeah. If you water the flower, you find out the flower is booming on the growing. You don't water it, it dries up. When a woman like to tell you her feelings, please try to listen. When you listen, try to reason with her. If it's good, you tell her it's good. If it's not good, say your mind. Don't pretend, because from the day one, how you handle a woman from day one is how she's going to follow you up. If you handle her with good character, with respect, with love, she will follow you up. A woman follows, I will tell you something, a woman follows the man up. There's no really bad woman when it comes to men. We follow the men up. It also, when I'm talking about women now, has nothing to do with Africa or the white. It's all women, how God created us as women. If you start treating your wife very good from the beginning, she will follow you up. Unless it's a woman who didn't come from a good family, who didn't know otherwise, that will not see what is good and call it good. Yeah? But this moment you change, she will also change with you. That is the life of a woman. Try to respect a woman before your friends, before your family members, before in social gatherings. She will follow you up, like she will worship you like a king. Believe me. Then you start to treat her anyhow, then she will also lose respect for you. So the role is more importantly on a man, how you follow up your role with a woman. This is what I can say. And that's why I told Andreas and Martin, my two boys, please handle women with care. You will find out that will be with you. The only thing is that you don't have to say all your plans to a woman. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good to say all your plans to a woman. There's sometimes you have to reserve it, because a woman will always reason like a woman. Like, there's something you are pursuing now, you know that it's going to give you a lot of money, but you are going to take risk with that. If you tell a woman, she will feel afraid and say, oh, don't do this. She doesn't mean it that that way. She's only thinking about the risk you are going to take. Yeah? In this case, you have to keep it to yourself and take that risk. Because a woman like to see you being successful. How you did it is most times not a problem. Honestly, all women are the same in this way, yeah? Because they mean men are born to suffer for the women, yeah? And then don't ever miss your appointment because of a woman. I hear many times a man will lie on the bed and say, oh God, I have appointment. The woman say, oh, stay with me a little bit. He will lie down. No, you have to be very principled. When you have appointments, tell the woman in advance, please, by 11, for example, I have appointment, and show her that immediately that you really have appointment. Believe me, she will complain in the beginning, oh, so your appointment is more important than me. But in her head, she respects you for that. She knows that you're a principled person. She respects you for that. But she will not tell you that she respects you for that, but she have already noticed that. Yeah? But if you are a person, you're lying with a woman, you have appointment by 11, and the woman said to you, oh, lie a little bit, forget this appointment, maybe tomorrow. You say, okay, now I have to cancel it because of you. You mean you are showing her love. In her case, she will enjoy staying with you, but in her case, she will say, this man has no principle. Yeah, there's no respect for such man. Yeah?
Okay, and this is very good. You summed it up very good. So it's all about respect. It's all about showing respect, but also receiving it. So if a man does his best and doesn't receive respect, maybe he's with the wrong woman who doesn't know how to appreciate it. This is what I always tell my friends who deal with new women in their life. I always say, you have a standard, and if the standard is not met, then just move on. And because a lot of men nowadays, they're chasing women and chasing them and disregarding their dreams and letting them, in German you say, auf der Nase rumtanzen, zu der
Dancing on the nose.
Dancing on the nose. Okay.
There's no need to chase a woman, believe me, because a woman who really loves you, who likes you, don't need that chasing. Leave her, tell her your mind, you love her, you like to stay with her, and move on with your business, move on with your work, move on with your life. She comes automatic to you. More you chase a woman, more she means without her you cannot live. You don't need to do that. We women, we need the men. Go and ask these women who are alone, who say, we don't need a man. Who says that? If we don't really need a man, why did God create Adam first and consider it and created a woman? It's because God himself knew that a man needs a woman. A woman also needs a man. So some of them are doing this only to boast up, but they are dying inside them. Any woman, believe me, needs a man in her life. So you don't need to have headache chasing a woman left and right. Leave her. She's coming automatic back to you if she's really yours and if she really appreciates you. Yeah? Chasing her, wasting your money on her, on doing this, she can be pleasing other men with that money, helping other men with that money if she doesn't love you. But if she does, you don't need to spend so much money. Just leave her, mind your business, to go on with your job, go on with your career. She's coming to you, and when she comes, she's coming to stay. Believe me.
Yeah, that's a great ending sentence for you.
Yeah. So, I hope
Yeah.
you and the viewers, I hope all of us, I think we've learned something today. Even I have learned something today myself. So I thank you for that, Mommy. So it has been very educational today for me. I hope all you guys enjoyed it. It's unusual, our first podcast in English. And that I would like to thank thank you for being here. Thank the viewers for listening. And Siavash.
Yes, guys, please subscribe, like the video. We are on TikTok, we are on social media, we are on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, everywhere. Please support us, share the videos. It's important for us to have interactives with the videos we have. And Marilyn, we have a custom that the last word belongs to our guest. So you have 30 seconds to say whatever you want, and then we finish.
Words.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be in this program with my son and his friend. I'm so proud of them. This I have learned also from the questions. I have also learned something. So I thank everybody. Let us live in peace. We are all children of God. We are created by God. It doesn't matter which land, which religion, which was. When peace reigns in the world, there will be more good atmosphere. But racist or not racist, mind yourself, mind your business, take care of yourself, be proud of who you are, whether you are white or black. Try to be proud of who you are. Because that person that is showing racist is showing racist in two ways. Either you are doing something better than him, and he tried to intimidate you with racism, or maybe you are even more beautiful or more progressive more than the person. He's trying to show you racism to bring you down. So let nobody bring you down. Be proud of who you are. Stand for what you stand for, and move on with your life. This life is only but once. Let us be happy and live in peace. That's what I like to say.
Thank you very much, Marilyn. There was amazing words, very nice. And yeah, Andy, how we do our outro in English?
I try to
See you later.
but not in the forest.
Okay, bye bye, peace.